Alrighty, hello guys, howdy. Thejiggyjoe here, just really quick with a honest Joe review of Jurassic World Rebirth. I saw this movie 2 days ago. I recorded a whole video and didn't realize that you can't show like snippets of like the trailer or the movie for longer than a couple of seconds, so my video got demonetized immediately, and was not happy with that. So I am actually quickly recording this whole thing again, and it's the 4th of July. There's fireworks going off outside my house, so hopefully that's not being picked up. But I just wanted to quick record a video just to explain my my impressions of the movie. Jurassic World Rebirth is the 7th movie in the franchise. It's the 4th in the Jurassic World series. It's very, very disappointing in my opinion, unfortunately. The movie is directed by Gareth Edwards. I absolutely love him as a director. Monsters, I watched his movie Monsters back when it came out on I think it was Netflix or Amazon Prime back originally when it came out, and then he got the film for Godzilla, and ever since then I've been like a huge fan of him. I even really liked the creator. I loved the universe and the way that it was shot, and I just thought the writing was a little off in terms of like the overall story, but I think that if he had some better writers and editing, I think it would have been a 10 out of 10 movie. With that being said, I think this is probably his weakest of his movies. I think that there's a lot of things going on that aren't super great. I think again it comes down to the writing of the movie. It feels like it's two different films meshed into one for some reason. I'm just trying to be really quick about this just because my dog is a little nerved about the fireworks going on here. So a lot of the characters are not written very well. It feels like a lot of the actors are kind of phoning it in, and you have two stories going on. You have a team of mercenaries that are hired by a big time pharmaceutical company to grab basically dinosaur blood to make cures for like diseases and cures for aging and stuff like that. And basically the team consists of like Scarlett Johansson's character, first name I'm unfamiliar with. It's a very difficult to pronounce. Last name is Ali. Very good actor, very good actor, definitely a standout. But Scarlett Johansson's character is not very good. And then there's another one who is he works at the museum as a like as someone who's just on site for help and assistance. Basically, he's a scientist. So basically you have this crew going in to do that, and then as they are going to the island, they get an SOS call from a family that is their boat tipped over from one of the water dinosaurs basically, and they go and pick them up, and then they have this family that they have to deal with. And they could have left this entire plot line out of the movie and it would have been a million times better. And just none of the characters were good. It feels like they literally shoehorned it in for like the family demographic. Like they had a kid. Every time you put a kid in a Jurassic Park movie, they have like plot armor and they can't get hurt. So it's like, if you know the kid is in danger, you know the kid's not going to get hurt or die. And then they have like the cute dinosaurs that they threw in for the marketing, and it just was not great. You had another daughter character who has a boyfriend. The boyfriend had a couple of funny moments, but most of the time he was just there for like throwaway humor, and it wasn't even funny. Basically, I can't really describe his character. I really can't. He's a douchebag. And it feels like they're trying to push for some character development, and it feels like they're trying to have him win over the blessing of the father who's there, and he's like constantly judging him, but nothing ever comes of that. All of the jump scares in the movie, the scary scenes are done on like green screen, and it doesn't feel authentic. It feels like there's like, you can tell that there's a wall between the characters and the dinosaurs, so there's no like tension at all in any of the moments when there's dinosaurs like with the characters. On top of that, the people act like they're not on a scary dinosaur island at all. And the dinosaurs don't act like they don't act like the people are there either. Like it feels like both people are like in molasses. Like it's the scene in Austin Powers where I think it was the second movie. It might have been Goldmember 2 or the first one where Austin Powers is on the steamroller and he's like slowly driving towards the person and he's like, ah, and it keeps like panning back and forth. And then eventually he does run him over, but it takes like 30 seconds of just panning back and forth. The entire movie where there's a dinosaur chasing a human was like that moment. And then if there was other tense moments with dinosaurs, there were a couple throwaway characters that you just knew who were gonna die, and then when they did die, they tried to make it like a spectacle, like center frame, and then it was like super CGI'd, and they would like pan away and like show the dinosaur eating the person in like slow motion, and it's just there's no tension. There's no tension. It doesn't feel like anyone's in danger. Hardly anyone has weapons on the island, even though they're mercenaries. There's a couple moments where there's weapons, but like 95% of the time they don't have them, and it's really weird. And then when they do get the weapons, that they just kind of come up out of nowhere. So I'm not trying to be super spoily about the movie, but just nothing really ties up in the movie. The entire movie, it feels like a side quest or a side story with like extra stuff thrown in and mishmashed and just not well written. And it's very, very unfortunate, to say the least, because it feels like a lot of the people involved, like the person who wrote the original Jurassic Park and 2 was involved with this movie, and it made me sad. It made me very sad. It's very boring. It's very, very boring. Like I was sitting there, I went by myself, and the theater was packed, and just it was just super quiet for the first like hour of the film, and it just doesn't feel like anything was really going on, and I was like actually tempted to walk out. That's how slow it was. The only positives is that there are some moments that look really cool because it's Gareth Edwards, right? He's really good at like making things look really big. So there's a couple moments where he's good at that. Otherwise, some of the dinosaur design was really cool because if you follow the Jurassic World franchise, they're not actually fully dinosaurs. They're like mutated from like various kinds of animals, basically. And in Jurassic World 1, they're always talking about, oh, people got bored of normal dinosaurs, so they try to make them scarier. So they just kind of kept progressing from there. And they had like secret bases put around the world to like do these like scientific stuff basically on these dinosaurs. So yeah, I'm not gonna spoil any more of the movie. I would put this right after, so I would say Jurassic Park 1, 2, Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3, and World are all better than this movie, hands down, easily. So I was thinking I would put it at 4, but I would actually put it at 5 on the list. So literally only the last two are below this movie for obvious reasons, right? But even unfortunately, like there were moments in those movies that I actually enjoyed more than this one. Yeah, very unfortunate. Makes me very sad. I'd put it at maybe like a 5.5 or like a 6 on a good day if the editing was better, for sure. But honestly, I think that they should just let the Jurassic World and the Jurassic Park franchise die unless they actually get people involved who are like actually serious about making a film. But they're not going to do that because each of these movies make like $1 billion, like literally $1 billion. So please, unless you're like a diehard fan about the dinosaur stuff, you might enjoy it. If you were like kind of on the edge, don't see it. Don't see it. Honestly, just don't see it. I think that people need to have more respect about these movies when they're making them, and that I just don't want them to be cash grabs anymore. I have a deep love of the original Jurassic Park movies, one of my favorite movies of all time. I probably see it like 10 times a year, legit. And the tension in that movie, like the way that they filmed it and shot it, like Steven Spielberg hit it out of the park. Pun not intended. And I feel like everything after 3, maybe a little bit of 4, didn't really capture the magic in those movies. And it's very sad. So I think that they should literally let these movies go extinct. So I appreciate y'all for watching the video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, downvote it if you didn't, and leave a comment if you did see the movie. Let me know what your thoughts are on the movie. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching the video, and take it easy now, okay? Bye-bye.